Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nini and today we're going to be doing a sketchbook tour, but not of this sketchbook, of this sketchbook. Hooray! So for those of you who don't know, one of my goals for this sketchbook was to finish this sketchbook in 6 months. And I started this sketchbook in June, and let's see, June, July, August, September, October, November. I still have this month to finish it, but as you can see, I'm nowhere near done. And I did something really stupid when I was doing Inktober, or Manguotober, which is my prompts, and I went out and bought a whole separate sketchbook. It was really dumb to do. But now I get to at least do this sketchbook tour, and you don't have to wait until this one is done, which probably won't be done until like January maybe. So yeah, we're gonna do a sketchbook tour today, and I might show you some of the spooky stuff, ink stuff that I did in this sketchbook, if I don't take too long on this one. So yeah, if you like the video, please consider subscribing, or if you like this content, please consider subscribing, and let's get on to the video. So I basically worked on this sketchbook for the entire month of October, and I didn't actually finish all of the prompts that I had because I made a post about this, but my grandmother had died after the first week, so it really made me fall behind on the prompts that I had to do, and I ended up just stopping after I think day 24. And I still have the sketches for the other prompts for the days afterwards, but I was like, I don't think I want to push myself to continue doing this. So it was a bit too stressful, along with school and other stuff that was happening. So yeah, so I think that I went through days 1 through 24, and I posted those shorts those videos to my shorts on YouTube, which thank you guys so much for all the support on my shorts. And yeah, so I didn't really decorate my sketchbook this time since it was only going to be for a month. It's not something that I just wanted to get too attached to. This was just kind of like an experiment to practice with ink, I guess. So yeah. And there will also be a whole bunch of like sketches that you haven't seen in my shorts in this sketchbook, which is also a great reason to do a sketchbook tour. You get to show people that the things that you don't usually show on your profile. So yeah, these were some concept sketches for the first prompt, which was, I think it was Black Cat. So this was my first attempt at the Black Cat. This one's kind of cute. I like it. It's like a cat swatting at something, and this was like the first attempt where it was like swatting at a potion bottle. And I'm sorry if you can't really see these sketches, they're pretty light. So this was day 1. This is a horrible attempt at a cat right here, but this is day 1 and it looks so cute. I wanted to do something like really small so that I didn't have to stress myself out for the first day, which I should have kept that theme throughout the whole sketchbook, but I didn't because I'm an overachiever and I keep critically thinking about my art. But yeah, so that's day 1, Black Cat. Day 2 was mirrors. I kind of just winged it with this one. I didn't do any like preliminary sketches. I've never really drawn, I guess, cartoonish reflections, I guess. And yeah, so I just ended up drawing lines for that. And everyone thought that this little witch character was cute, and I've actually drawn this witch character in my regular sketchbook before, which I might show you on the screen. But yeah, this is day 2, mirrors, and I really enjoyed it. I think this is one of my favorites. And with the demon like reaching out, I tried to make it seem like the claw was coming out of the mirror. I'm not sure if I really 100% achieved that, but yeah, that was the idea behind it. And yeah, it was just a little witch character walking through a room of mirrors. Oh, I should probably mention that the pins that I am using are the Artist Loft illustration pins, and it's a variety pack of sizes. Yeah, it's Artist Loft pins. Yeah. So I was using, they're pretty cheap. They're like the generic art brand kind of brand. And yeah, so that's day 2 mirrors. Day 3 was decompress, and I wanted, for this prompt, I wanted to include my Pumpkin King and his vampire lover in just like one of these prompts at least. So I drew the Pumpkin King cuddling his vampire boyfriend. Yeah, that's his head over there. I don't think that it quite came across, but I think it's pretty cute. And I drew them together again on Halloween Day. So yeah. I think I went too much, but I do wish that I had switched the angle of the mirror, because it doesn't quite, or not the mirror, the window, because it doesn't quite make any sense. Perspective wise, it should be going this way. But yeah, and this was another sketch that I did after doing the sketch for this one, and it was gonna be the vampire boyfriend like painting or something. And this was another sketch I did. It was gonna be like Manguo resting a little bit. But yeah, this was day 4, Skulk, and I used the characters from my Down and Around little comic idea thing. It's not quite a comic yet, but I have done a few sketches of this in my last sketchbook, which if you haven't seen the sketchbook tour of that, you should totally go watch it. It's really good, and there are a lot of good ideas in there. But yeah, this was like the monster skulking around the forest, and my frog character is hiding from him. And I actually drew another version of this from a different perspective in my regular sketchbook, which I might show at the end of the sketchbook tour. But yeah, this one was also fun too. I wanted to kind of play with the lighting in this one, which was what these little areas were supposed to be, but I don't think it quite worked. But yeah. These were for day 5 Sorrow, and it was going to be Mongol holding Karma, like an injured Karma or something. Oh, for those of you who don't know, Mongol and Karma are also my original characters from my other story, from one of my other stories. And they are my main characters. Yeah. It doesn't quite look right from here. But yeah, this is what I went with, and it was like a witch crying at the grave of, it was supposed to be like a ghost cat, but it kind of looks like it's in the real life. But yeah, it's supposed to be like a witch mourning the death of their familiar. So this was day 6, Enchantment, and I kind of want to draw this sword one instead. Like, at the time I really wanted to draw a lantern, because I wanted to expand my visual library of like different objects and like fantastical objects. But I really want to draw this sword with like the flower petals going around it. I know that that's kind of overdone, but it's a really cool concept. And I think it goes really well with Enchantment. I don't think that this quite screams Enchantment. Yeah. The original concept was going to be that plants were growing because of the lantern, but it doesn't quite look that way. So this is another one that's kind of connected with my Mongol story. This prompt was for day 7 Beast, and at first I was going to draw a cat with like a demon shadow, but then I just went over to like a hunter trying to like tame a demon or something like that. Hunter is my fox character from my Mongol story. Yeah. I really like how this one turned out. I think that the glowy effect is really nice too. And I used a whole bunch of different size pens for this, and I think it was at this point that my first brush pen ran out, so I had to finish it with a smaller, like the 1.0 size pen. But I like how Hunter turned out. I don't usually draw characters from behind, so this one turned out really well. Sorry about that. These were for Fragile, but I didn't go with these two. It goes on the next page. These were my original sketches for Fragile, and I just don't feel like they fit the theme of my other prompts or my other illustrations. So yeah, especially this one, I don't think this fits the theme. And this one, it just didn't turn out right. It was supposed to be like a demon in a bottle, and it broke, so it was like a whole bunch of noxious gases and that kind of stuff. But I didn't like either of these, so I didn't use them. But I did like this one, and if you know me, you know I like to draw skeletons quite a bit. Like, I think that I mentioned this in my 7 days sketchbook challenge, that I really enjoy drawing skeletons, and I think this one turned out so good, and it definitely represents the word fragile with like these flowers growing out of the skull, and it just turned out so good. I really like these lily pads too. They're just cute. And then it was pretty much at this point that I was really behind on all of the prompts, so I had to write them down each time. And I tried to work through them. This was the concept sketch for Songbird, which is... which day is this? I completely lost track of how many days it's been. That's day 7, day 8, day 9 is Songbird. And this one turned out so good. Like, I really like how this turned out. There's so much movement and energy in this. And it might not be anatomically correct, but I think it turned out really good. And it was supposed to have like scales on its tail too, because it's supposed to be like a fusion of 2 different animals at the same time, but not sure what that animal is. But yeah, so this songbird and a little chick with it. And yeah, the music notes were kind of supposed to be a bit shakier to have more of like a sinister feeling, but it didn't quite look like that. So yeah, Songbird. This is day 10, which is Hidden. If I'm getting these wrong, I'll put them up on screen. Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, day 10 is Hidden, and this one is also for Down and Around, and it's my frog character just hiding under some leaves. And yeah, I really like how this one turned out, and I kind of want to paint it, but I'm just gonna scan it and then paint it on another sheet of paper. Yeah. Really like how it turned out. The frog character is really cute. I really wish I had names for these characters, but I really don't. I'm not good at coming up with names. So yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna forego the numbering system because I don't remember what number these are, but I know the names of them. Anyways, so this prompt is trail, and I wanted it to have like a double meaning for this one. So I wanted it to be like kind of like a trail through the forest, and I think that was done very successfully. And people were praising me for like making sure that things in the distance looked like they were in the distance, which was kind of a cool effect through the hatching method and like using a thinner pen. But I also wanted another trail to be there, like a trail of blood or like a trail of something through the woods. And I think that that turned out pretty well too. I'm gonna say this for all of these, kind of like for my 7 days challenge. I hated all of these when I was doing them at the time, but now looking back at them, they all look really good. And that's usually how it goes with me in my art. I really hate it while I'm working on it, especially when I work for a long time on it, but then when I look back, it looks really nice. So yeah, this was Trail. I really like the different kinds of trees that it has. I really like this leaning tree. I think that's really cool. And yeah. The next one is Pumpkin Patch, and I also wanted this one to have a double meaning, but it kind of got lost a bit. I wanted it to be like the clothing kind of patch, so I wanted it to be like have a pumpkin patch, but I ended up doing a background, so I made it an actual pumpkin patch as well. And I really like how this character turned out. I think it was really cute, and of course I can't draw hands, so it's either a fist or they're all together like this. But yeah, I think that this one turned out pretty good too. And they're kind of like a farmer or a scarecrow, because I drew them with like these stitches between their head and their legs. But yeah, that's Trail and Pumpkin Patch. And of course I was behind on these too. This was the experiment, and I didn't really struggle with this one. Actually, did I? No, I didn't. This was the experiment, and I just drew like a mad scientist kind of character. And I actually drew this character the year before last when I was doing prompts for the first time. And let me see if I even have that one. I might pop it up on screen. But yeah, I drew this one, and I think that their hands turned out so good. I drew their hands, and it looks like kind of like perspective a little bit, with like the thicker lines when they're closer and the thinner lines when it's farther away. And I drew a little cat on there because I love cats. So yeah, a little experiment going on, I guess. Yeah, this is just a random character too. It's not like an OC or anything. Yeah, I think this one turned out really good. And I think it was at this point that I got a new brush pen marker, so that's why it's more consistently dark on the outside. The next one is Poison, and it was in this one that I actually tried to practice a bit of typography / calligraphy a little bit, I guess. And yeah, I just made like an alcohol, I guess, called Poison Apple, and it's kind of like a branding kind of thing where you have a poison apple and like a skull, because I like drawing skulls. So yeah, the brand is called Poison Apple. It's so cute. Yeah, I really like how this little label came out. Yeah, Poison Apple. My handwriting is terrible, by the way, so you probably won't see me write in my art very often. This was planning for the sketch that came after this one. I really hated this one when I was doing it. I still don't quite think it's my favorite, but I don't hate it as much as I did before. And this one, I think it was Dinner Party. Yeah, Halloween Dinner Party. Yeah, and I just drew a bunch of ghosts having a dinner party, I guess. And they don't really have food because they're ghosts. They don't really need to eat. But it's like the novelty of it, I guess. And yeah, just the kids are being annoying while the adults are trying to eat. Yeah. This one was cool, and I actually referenced my own hand when doing this one. So I usually do that when I'm drawing hands. I like to reference my own hands. And yeah, this one was scratch, and it turned out so good. And I think the reason why it turned out so good is because I wrote stuff in the background, and I think that really helped with the spooky vibes of it all. It looks so good. I think this is probably like my Pumpkin King's like hand, because it's like a glove and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I like it so much. This was brainstorming for the next prompt, which is dreaming, and I wanted to draw a Manguo like just hanging out and taking a nap, I guess. And this is how it turned out. So this is Manguo, my main character for my Manguo story, and they're just hanging out on a tree watching the Emperor's city fly in the background. And yeah, there's a little village beneath them too. And yeah, I wish that I could have done a bit more with like the atmospheric perspective, but yeah, I was feeling pretty burnt out, so I didn't do much more than that. But yeah, I still like how it turned out. I think I might do this digitally too, because I like seeing the Emperor's city in the background. Yeah. For this one, the prompt was unforeseen, and I drew just like a fortune teller character and their what is it called? Magic ball? The seeing ball? Fortune teller's ball? Whatever it's called. And it's just broken. Oh, I forgot to draw the pieces of glass. Oh well. It's broken because they didn't see something, or they were surprised by what they saw, and there's like a demon in the background. Yeah, I didn't do too much with this. I still like how it looks, but it's creatively it's alright. And yeah, I like how it turned out. This one was more of like a doodle. This prompt was forbidden love, and I thought of a moth to a flame, like a moth to a flame. And I think it was such a cute concept. I do wish that I drew the moth a little like their wings, but better, but I think it's still cute. I really like how this candle turned out. Yeah, the moth is in love with the flame. This one is another Manguo centric one, and the prompt for this was defiance. And in my story, Manguo and the other cat characters are fighting against like these demons. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I really like the perspective that I did for this, and making sure that you knew that the demon was in the foreground, and I wanted to make it seem like the sword was going into like getting smaller. It doesn't quite look that way though. So yeah, I like how it turned out though. This one I believe was glow, I think. Let me double check. Yes, it was glow. So I drew another candle and like a demon coming out of the background. And I think it kind of worked, but my pen started to fade again when I was doing this one. So yeah, it's alright. And then this is a list of the prompts again. And these were concept sketches for Bottle, which is the 25th prompt, and this was the concept sketch for Prize, which I didn't do too much with that one because, like I said, I was feeling burnt out, so I just drew that. Just a little present, which, yeah, it's alright. And then I drew Mercy, This was the next prompt, Mercy, and I didn't really have any idea of what to do for that one, so I just looked up a picture of the Overwatch character Mercy, and I just drew them. I think it turned out pretty good, but I don't know. I'm not really an Overwatch person. I don't really know. The next one was Frozen, and I just drew... I was tempted to draw Elsa, but I was like, that's too on the nose. So, so I just drew like an eyeball that's been frozen. And an ice cube. And the ice cube is melting. So yeah. That's that. And I think that's the last one that I inked. Yep. So, let's continue. These are ones that I haven't inked. These are like the point after I dropped off doing Inktober or Manguotober. So this one was Bottle, and I just wanted to draw some plants growing out of a alcohol bottle, and that's pretty much it for that. The next one I think was Wonder. Yes, it was Wonder, and I combined it with the next prompt, which is Fish. So in my Mongol story, the Emperor's city is on the back of like this big whale, kind of like a humpback whale, and there are fish that transport people onto the Emperor's city. So yeah, so I combined Wonder and Fish to make the scene of the Emperor's city. And I might come back and ink this one day, but I'm not sure. The next one was Fairy Ring, which this is a pretty simple prompt to do. It's just a ring of mushrooms in a forest. So yeah, and just tree roots and mushrooms. Yeah, pretty simple. I believe that the next one... Oh, what was the next one? Sticks and Stones. So I've been playing a lot of Minecraft, and I'm actually in the process of making a short comic about an experience that I had in Minecraft. So I just drew like a scene, like a pickaxe and like going into a cave and stuff. But yeah, that's Sticks and Stones, and I believe that's it for this one, and it only left a few pages left. So yeah, since we have a bit of time, I'll just go and do my other sketchbook now. So I'm gonna start when I first started the fall stuff. I'll include that with my Inktober stuff. So these were some sketches that I did with pen. If you don't know, I love drawing with pen. It's my favorite thing to sketch with. And these were all designs for stickers that I'm going to be making, or actually rough drafts of designs for stickers that I'm going to be making. And this is actually a new character that I don't draw a lot. Their name is Lapis. So yeah, I really like how these turned out. These were more sticker ideas, except for this. This was just the Headless Horseman and his vampire boyfriend. And this was a print idea that I thought of, but it's not really October anymore, and I'm still not really... My shop isn't really ready for physical products yet, so this is just an idea. Maybe next year. Yeah, this was like a demon bursting out of a pumpkin, and this is the same cat character, like summoning a ghost cat, I guess. And I used watercolor and color pencil for this, and watercolor in my pen for this. This is for graphic design. It was pretty bad. And this was when I was first trying out my ink pens, the brush ink pen, and it looks so freaking cute. I really like how this turned out. And yeah, I like how this one turned out too. This one's a bit weird, but this one's kind of cute too. But it's, you know, I'm really sad that I wasn't able to open my shop yet. Yeah, maybe next year. once I figure it out, maybe I might add these maybe later. So this was the scarecrow that I drew last year. I just did a little doodle of them, and this was me trying to do line art of my cat characters, Manguo and Karma, and this is like Karma bothering Manguo a bit, and it turned out really cute. I really like how they're interacting with each other. And this is Manguo by themselves, and I colored them with my watercolors, and they look really cute. I really like how their hand turned out. Karma's hand didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to, but it's cute. I like it. I like how it turned out. These are down and around stuff, and this is what I was talking about earlier with, let me see if I can find it. Excuse me, that was bad. With this, so this is another angle of what this would turn out to be. And yeah, so this is the frog and the beast wandering through the forest, and this is the frog kind of like experiencing the magic of this forest place, I guess. And I really like how this fish turned out. I drew these at a cafe and people were staring at me, but I really like how this turned out. I think for this one, I only used the brush pen. Maybe, I don't know. But this one I used a whole bunch of different pens. Like, you can see that when I did the hair in the background. But yeah, I really like how these turned out. The brush pen is so cool. These were concept sketches for that Headless Horseman Draw This in Your Style challenge that I did, and I used the pose that the Headless Horseman did in this one, but I didn't add the vampire boyfriend because I didn't want to make it too complicated. But yeah, I really like how this one turned out, and I might still draw the vampire boyfriend in this one. But yeah, I never finished this sketch. I think this was also another like little rough sketch of what the Draw This in Your Style was going to be. Yeah. This is more Headless Horseman and his vampire boyfriend. I wanted to draw them snuggling together, and then this one is them like walking together and holding hands, and this is them like hanging out together, I guess. And the Headless Horseman is a lot larger than the vampire boyfriend is, so I really wanted to show that difference. And it's so cute. I really love dynamics like that. This is also the Headless Horseman, and I just wanted to colorize them with watercolor, and it kind of looks a bit murky, I guess. I think I added too much blue watercolor, and it kind of made the lines a bit less defined. And yeah. This is also a sketch of the vampire boyfriend. Yeah. This is practicing with my inks again with Manguo, and this is just a little doodle of a cat character. So this was a video, and I did this with my alcohol markers and the brush pen, and it turned out really good. I really like how it turned out. It's so cute. And the colors are very vibrant, which is always a good thing. Yeah. This is me with Manguo on my shoulder. I wanted to do like another profile picture like I did for last year, but I just never had time. And this is the Headless Horseman and pen again. These were thumbnails for a short animation that I wanted to do, but I never got around to doing it because busy and depressed and sad. So yeah, it never happened. It was supposed to be the vampire boyfriend and the headless horseman, and the headless horseman's head was going to be like doing circles around the headless horseman, or not the headless horseman. It was going to be circles around the vampire boyfriend, and then the vampire boyfriend was going to kiss his head, and then they were gonna snuggle a little bit. But yeah, never got around to doing it. Might still do it, who knows. And that's it for the Halloween stuff. So yeah. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry that I didn't completely finish the prompts, but you know, things happen and you shouldn't feel bad for that. If you like this content, please consider subscribing, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Gonna have a Kit Kat real quick. Haven't had candy in a very long time. Tastes so good. I hope you guys had a happy Halloween.
Yeah.